Hey there, good morning, happy Monday. You'll be watching this not on Monday, on Tuesday, but today's Monday. I hate when really good weekends end. This weekend was good. It didn't go by too quick. It was awesome. Everything was nothing seemed rushed, even though we drove 3 hours out of town just for a day and a half. Not even a day and a half, 24 hours. So, yeah, it was a good weekend. I'm glad we got that open swim in. I'm excited to show it to you. I'm gonna work on that video today so I can get it posted.
Hey y'all, so I just dropped the teenager off. She wants to try to do volleyball. So they have open gym for volleyball where they can go play around and learn and stuff. And then I went to the grocery store. I'm at our lovely roundabout, sorry. I went to the grocery store and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna pick up a few things because tomorrow's the teenager's birthday, and I was like, well, we're gonna probably go out to eat tomorrow, so I'm just gonna pick up a few things at grocery. Man, grocery's still expensive. $100+ later, I'm like, oh, that's like 3 days worth of meals only. Silly, but I do buy $3 energy drinks, so I can't really complain, I guess, spending money where I don't need to, but it's okay. It's okay, we got this. We're gonna be okay. But tonight, the reason I really went to the grocery store was I just wanted to get ingredients for what I'm making tonight, because I have no clue what I'm making the rest of the week since we're going out to eat tomorrow. And I hate making decisions. I never wanted to be that wife, or, well, I'm a stepmom now. It wasn't in my repertoire or learning or wants or anything to decide on what is for dinner every night. It's one of my least liked things. I don't really like cooking that much. I'm not bad at it. I just don't, it's not something I get enjoyment out of. I enjoy eating the food, so it's one of those things where it's you have to do it in order to get the end goal, which is the enjoyment of eating the food and eating the food with the family. And plus, I cook because my husband works full-time and I don't, so it just makes life easier. He'll cook on weekends a lot, and every once in a while I'm like, I just want to cook, and if we don't want to go out to eat, then he'll cook on the weekday. But most of the time I'm cooking on the weekday. I just hate deciding on what to cook. I don't like being that, I don't like bearing that decision. But I had scrolled through something and saw chicken pot pie in the Crockpot, and I've never made it that way. I don't eat gluten, so the bread part of the pot pie I can't do anyway, so it called for just making biscuits. So you just make biscuits in the oven and you make the pot pie. And the insides of the pot pie then, per se, in the crock pot. So that's what I'm doing. I love crock pot. I need a new crock pot because mine is old. I'm saying, I think 2008 is where my crock pot is from. So it's got a couple cracks in it that's getting to the point where I might need a new crock pot soon. But I love my crock pot. I know people are like Instapot and all of this, and I'm like, I just want to put everything in there and not think about it. So if the Instapot is the same and you're watching this, you let me know if it's similar to a crock pot, and I can get one of those next, and I can make a semi-medium to large meal, because we don't want just small meals because there's 3 of us. In the Instapot, then I'll get that next. If not, I need a new crock pot because it's 15, 16 years old, 17 years old-ish, somewhere in that area. I was nannying. It was 2008, 2009. I was a nanny. And at the time, who I was dating, I would want to make him crock pot meals. And so I would borrow the crock pot from the family that I was nannying for, because they barely ever used it other than holidays and stuff. So one Christmas, the family that I nannied for, they bought me a crock pot. They were like, have your own crock pot. So that was, I nannied from 2000 2008 till 2011, so it was somewhere in that area. It's 2009, maybe only till 2010. It was like 2.5 years. That was a fun job. I missed that job. And then I tried to nanny again for a family who I think like played me a little bit, because they ended up letting me go after like 2.5 weeks, something like that. Now, they were kind and gave me like 2 more weeks of pay on top of that, but their mother-in-law had moved from across the world, literally across the world. This family was of another ethnicity, and they never had a white nanny before. They've always had someone inside of their religion and ethnicity, and I think like branching out, that was a little weird to them. But at the same time, I think they were just trying to find someone temporary, even though they said it was going to be for a while. And their mom or mother-in-law, one of the two, whatever, one of the grandparents ended up moving from across the world to be the nanny. I was like, you didn't know that this person was moving across the world next week? Like, really? So it was crazy, because I had turned down a job with Verizon Wireless, doing sales in one of their stores, to take this nanny gig, because the nanny gig was going to be cushier. And I was like, oh crap. But I had already gotten an offer from Verizon Wireless. So like I called them back like 3 weeks later and like gently asked the manager who interviewed me. I was like, do you guys still have position? Because I would love to take it on. The job that I went into didn't work out. And they actually did. And as much as I will have plenty of complaints about working in the corporate world and Verizon, and like just corporate world in general, I learned a lot from working, especially in sales. I learned a lot about people and all of that in sales, and a lot with Verizon. And I got to, in Verizon, I got to move across the country, because at that time I was going through some sad depression and had my gambling problem and had a crappy ex, and I just needed to get out of Northern Ohio, and I always wanted to live on the beach. So when I wanted to move, I had the opportunity then move from a store to a call center, right on the beach, like literally like 5 minutes walking distance to some sand. No, it was like 20 minutes walking, but 5 minutes driving. The call center was. But when I first moved there, I lived 2 minutes walking distance from some sand at a beach house on the 4th floor, looking at the ocean. I rented a house when I was there. So that's for another story. I'll tell you more about that if you want to, but some car talk, learning about me, because you don't all know me yet. And it's fun to not just know someone's present, because I really believe in, you can't forget the past, even if it was bad things that happened or bad things that you did, because it brought you to where you are now. And if you like where you are now, like I do, I love where I am now, then you have to be thankful for those things that led up to right here and right now. So yeah, that's my little story time about the Crockpot. So first up, I put potato in there, some onion, and some celery. Now I'm going to put the bagged veggies in. Cream of chicken soup, and some chicken. Time for a swim. I got 2400, just the easy warm up, and then an 8x200, half pull buoy, half knot, so it'll be easy. I look like an alien. It was a swim skill day at the pool. Here I am doing some kick drills. Excuse me. Ended up in the end being 2100, not 2400 like I thought. There's my hubby doing some sink downs over there on the left hand side, if you see him. Yeah, so some kick drills there. I'm trying to get better with this snorkel. I have trouble like focusing on my breathing during it, so I actually use a nose piece, because if not, then I would suck in through my nose, and yeah, then the whole snorkel thing is purposeless. But this is me doing some kick drills. Then after the kick drills, I moved on to an 8x200. Oh wait, no, this is me doing more kick drills. I actually did it's a 3-6-3 drill, which means you kick 3 times,
swim 3 times, like stroke, and then kick again 3 times, repeat. And I tried it out with the snorkel this time just to see what it would feel like instead of doing it with breathing. And I kind of liked it with the snorkel. Then I moved on to the 8x200. My 200s were supposed to be alternating between having a buoy or not having a buoy and having a buoy. So I'm not certain which one this is because I can't see my legs in it, but they were taken somewhere in the 4-minute mark. They weren't supposed to be super speedy. It was supposed to be working on skill, so that's what I was doing, working on skill. My skill is what needs the most work because I know once I get that down, I'm going to get a whole lot faster. My goal is somewhere in that 140 to 150 range per 100 by the time I do the race. So that will be awesome. That was pretty much the end of my day here, and I just want you to know that you're amazing and I love you and I'm so super proud of you. Keep rocking, and I will check in with you tomorrow for sure. Here's my finalized dinner because we didn't get to see it. And then a cute puppy pic just because, cute puppy.